Today I'm going to give a tour of my mixed-use living room DIY theater. So we're going to go around, I'm going to show you the speakers, show you the equipment, talk about how I got this stuff, most of it's used, and talk about why it's a good attainable option for building a home theater in a real-world setup. So let's get started. Now this is truly a real-world DIY home theater. It's not in a dedicated media room. It's placed in a living room with other roommates who are present in the house, which means that I have to build it so that way it could be used for multiple purposes other than my theater. So we have to make certain compromises with that in mind. But let me show you what I've done so I could still obtain a really high performance, mid-high performance theater with these conditions. The only few things new here in this setup are the Onkyo RZ30 AV receiver and the Emotiva Bass X2 stereo amplifier, and the Panasonic UB820 Blu-ray player. Most of these items I found on either Facebook Marketplace or US Audio Mart. AudioGone is also a good one. You could really find some good deals on these sites and find really high performance equipment without paying high MSRP prices for brand new equipment. So I really would encourage you guys to consider used equipment. You could really find some good stuff out there. So let me run through the equipment up here quickly, and then I'll dive a little bit into each one. So our processor for the theater is an Onkyo RZ30 receiver. Now I have multiple amplifiers, but this guy is the Harman-Kardon PA4000. We have an APC H10 power conditioner. We have the Panasonic UB820 Ultra HD player. We have another amplifier, the Panasonic HCA 750A. And we have the Emotiva Bass X2 stereo amplifier. I also have up here an LG C1 OLED 55 inches, also used. Works perfectly. My setup is a mix between 2-channel listening and home theater. So for our mains, my best speakers are the NHT 2.9s for my left and right. And I also found these guys used. And oh, they're just outstanding. Other speakers, for the center channel, I have an ARX A2, I believe it's called. It's a two-way setup, two 6.5-inch mid-woofers. They might be actually 5 1/4. I'll have to double check that. With an AMT tweeter. Come on, camera. My camera's struggling. This center channel actually is getting replaced on Friday. I have an NHT center channel coming in that I found used from a guy in DC, so I'm very excited to get that installed. And perhaps I'll give you guys a comparison when that comes in and I get the theater recalibrated, but that's the center channel. Over here we have, this is the only other piece of new equipment that I bought new. This is the Rhythmic E15, the HP2 with the 1000 watt amplifier, sealed design, 15-inch driver, absolutely phenomenal, servo controlled, just a really good subwoofer. For my side surrounds, I have the what are these called? These are the NHT. Okay, pardon me. I had to double check the back of it because I forgot. These are the NHT SB3 bookshelf speakers. These are my side surrounds. It has a 6.5-inch bass driver and a little 1-inch tweeter. They're phenomenal. You can see that I have this placed on, actually, this is my media cabinet. This is where all my Blu-rays are housed. I have the other one on a stand sitting on a box. But it matches perfect height with that box with this guy, and it's equal distance to my RSP. So, you know, it's a little jank, but it works, right? Okay, so for my rear surrounds, back surrounds. These are the DCM Timeframe 400 speakers. I believe that's the correct model. This was my first used tower when I was really getting into 2-channel listening. They're great, and now I use them for surrounds, and they work very well. You can see that I have them placed on. I want to get like maybe just like a fabric cover to cover that up, make it look a little nicer. But some 4x4s just to increase the height a bit, so it gets over the back ledge of this couch. That's a recent addition. Just brings them up, 3.5, 4 inches off of the floor, and it really helped get the tweeter and the mid-range above this point, so I didn't have that block out. The most recent addition to my theater are the SVS Prime Elevation height channel speakers. These are great. Actually, I got these new as well, but I found them from this audio shop in, I believe it was Houston, Texas, and they were about $150 off of retail cost. But they are new, and they are in a piano gloss finish, so they do match my NHT finishes on the 2.9s and the SB3s. So yeah, those are the height speakers. Just some acoustic treatment, soft plush materials. I got hardwood floors, so I need to cover a lot of surfaces. Got a thick rug here, more curtains. I have yet to treat the ceiling. That's going to be next. And I have yet to invest in diffusion. That is also going to be next. But absolutely crucial that you invest in sound treatment. So some details about each piece of equipment and what it's powering in the theater. We have, obviously, at the brains of the system, the Onkyo RZ30, calibrated using Dirac and Dirac bass control. Really phenomenal. We have the Harman Kardon PA4000. I believe this is a 4-channel amplifier that I have bridged into two channels. I always do a ton of research on the products before I buy them used, and I was a little nervous about bridging channels because usually when you bridge either 2 channels into 1 or 4 channels into 2, you can introduce some higher distortion ratings or some weird impedance problems. This one, according to the specs, seemed to keep very low distortion ratings even when bridged from 4 to 2 channels. So, and it's worked well. So this is powering the DCM timeframes. We have the Panasonic, the Parasound HCA 750A 2-channel amplifier. This is currently powering the NHT bookshelves for my side surrounds. Really good. Also used. Powering my left and right is the Emotiva BassX A2. Class AB, puts out about 140 watts into 2 channels. Very good price and performance. That's powering the NHTs, and the only speaker not getting externally amplified is the ARX A2 center channel, which the Onkyo powers. So it's a little messy, right? It's a little messy, a little chaotic. Not the prettiest looking, but what we do get is high performance, and that's just with used equipment, used amplifiers, but we really do get high performance. The system is calibrated using Dirac. That's actually the reason I chose the Onkyo RZ30. It seems to be the most high value, the best valued processor that came equipped with Dirac, and I also upgraded for Dirac bass control, which I currently use with 1 sub, but eventually when I get 2 subs, I'll really be able to fully utilize bass control to its full potential. Everything's symmetrical, It really is a true 7.1.2 Atmos setup. Eventually I'd like to upgrade to 4 height channels to really get to a true Atmos bed layer channel count. Unfortunately, I can't do that with the RZ30 that I just got a couple months ago. It's already maxed out for its channel use, processing channel use. The RZ30 does put out a decent amount of power, and with just one channel driven, it's probably about 100 watts. So that's probably good enough for me. I'm only 7 to 8 feet from my center channel. I listen to volumes that are around -15 from reference, maybe -10 from reference, which is still loud, but I need to make sure that I have enough power to allow my speakers to play at the dynamic high points of that type of listening volume, and I can achieve that with all of the amplifiers that I have. I still have a lot of challenges and problems that I have to work on. For example, the biggest problem that I encounter right now is I have a nasty null at 40 Hertz in my MLP. I've done my best to correct it using Dirac and subwoofer placement, MLP positioning, but it seems that no matter what position that I'm in, it's just it's the room acoustics, the room dimensions of this smaller space that I seem to have just that cutout at 40 Hertz. I could fix that with multiple subs. That is probably down the road, but for now, with Dirac and Dirac bass control, which really helped me, I'm able to smooth that out to a point where it's pretty much flat in the 100 to 10 Hertz range. This subwoofer goes down flat to 8 Hertz. It's pretty phenomenal. But that's probably the most significant challenge that I've encountered. But the center channel upgrade is next. That's definitely my weakest link right now, I think. And you want to have your LCR as tamper matched as possible. A matching set is ideal, but obviously you can't do that sometimes. But I did find the NHT center, which should go well with the NHT mains. And I have the NHT surrounds, so slowly I'm kind of integrating more timbre matched and familiar speakers together. That should all help with performance. So that is a quick tour of my DIY home theater setup. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy home theater videos, audio videos like this, DIY perspective and just budget friendly stuff, give it a like and a comment so that way I know and I can make more videos like this. I have a couple more ideas. It just depends on what you guys would like to see. I can do calibration videos, 4K reviews, Blu-ray reviews, other sound related things that I'm really accustomed to. But this was a lot of fun, and I want to get back into YouTube and making videos, and I thought this would be a good video idea, and it was a lot of fun. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you later.